So this is my bottom review of Ryan Garcia vs Mario Barrios card and the Leigh vs Josh Warrington card. So let's start off with the card in America, where we saw Ryan Garcia dominate Mario Barrios with a very controlled, disciplined performance to win the WBC World Welterweight title belt off him. Not a surprise. I expected Garcia to win. Everyone expected Garcia to win. Barrios is one of the worst world champions in boxing history, in my opinion. Completely useless. Didn't proven Garcia for the whole fight. Ryan Garcia, controlled, disciplined performance, accurate shots as well. Obviously stunned him early and knocked him down in the first round as well. Easy win. Easy win for Ryan Garcia, and what an easy win to become a world champion as well. To win a world title belt again. What next for both fighters? Well, Barrios, no one cares about Barrios, completely useless. So about what next for Ryan Garcia? A potential rematch with Devin Haney, but this time be better than ever, because both of them will have belts. Shakur Stevenson stepping up to welterweight. Has become a 4-weight champion, 5-weight champion, I think it is for Shakur. And then there's Conor Benn as well. End of the day, they're calling out Conor Benn. As much, I don't think Conor Benn deserves to be called out, because I think Conor Benn is an autograph hunter, wanting Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson's autograph. That's Conor Benn for you. Because if you're considering Conor Benn's level, nowhere near these guys' level, in my opinion. Conor Benn's got no boxing skills. And there's a reason why Conor Benn wanted the Mario Barrios fight as well, because that's the only fight he could win. And for me, Conor Benn, he ain't gonna come back down to 147 anyways. It's just, if he comes back down to 147, Conor Benn will start complaining about being trained as well. So remove Conor Benn, it's probably going to be Devin Haney, Ewan Tyson, or Shakur Stevenson, or a potential Ryan Romero rematch potentially for Ryan Garcia. He could do that, Ewan Tyson as well. A potential rematch for Ryan Garcia against Ryan Romero. So that's what I think could be next for Ryan Garcia, but not a surprise, he dominated Mario Barrios. Up next, Darry Anton Russell grabbed an unanimous decision win over Andy Hirota in a close fight. Darry Russell's attentiveness was key in the end, wasn't it? It was key in the end, in the final third of the fight. And Andy Hirota, I just think he let his hands go far too yet for me. Far too yet. Should have done it at the start of the fight, in my opinion. It was a close fight, but Andy Hirota, he needed to let his hands go more, in my opinion, which is quite surprising with Andy Hirota's skill set as well. So I was quite surprised by him. But Darry Russell, attentiveness, as I said in my preview, would be key in this fight. And it was in the end to retain the WBA Super Lightweight title. What next for Darry Russell? I can only see this fight next for Darry Russell. A Dalton Smith Ewan Tyson fight. That's all I can see next for Darry Russell. It's a fight that makes sense for both fighters. Fitz and Hitsons could have been a Ewan Tyson and Fitz and Hitsons, but Fitz and Hitsons obviously was ill on this card. So his fight against Oscar Duarte will probably now get rescheduled. And so yeah, I think a Dalton Smith Ewan Tyson fight next. I think that's the fight that makes sense next. Not a bad fight, in my opinion. Not a bad fight. So that's the fight I can see next for both fighters. Frank Martin and Leigh Albright settled for a justified draw. And the draw was justified for me. Frank Martin looked suspect, and Albright gave him all he can handle. And this is the thing about Albright. I said in my preview that he deserved this fight for me, Albright. Very underrated. He's been very underrated in the boxing game. And quite unlucky, probably not to get the decision, to be fair. But a draw was a fair result, and rematch is the only option between these two, in my opinion. And finally, the final fight on this card, Darcy Barrios card, a bruise and cut. Betamir Metusiev stopped Senna Adbeko by TKO in the 7th round. Terrible referee. It was just a terrible referee in the fight. The referee was terrible because Metusiev, he was bruised and cut everywhere, wasn't he? And Adbeko, if Adbeko, who had a puncher's chance, landed on him, Adbeko possibly would have got a shock win if the referee allowed it to continue. So, but Metusiev becomes mandatory for the WBA super middleweight title. For me, he should not have that fight next. He shouldn't have that fight next for me, because he will get found out. I think Metusiev needs to have 2 more fights against world level gatekeepers before having a world title shot, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Now we move on to the UK card, where we saw Leigh Wood complete a shutout performance in the rematch over Josh Warrington in Nottingham by unanimous decision. A complete shutout performance from Leigh Wood. Pretty much won every round, pretty much. Completely outboxed Josh Warrington. And am I shocked? No. We didn't need to see the rematch. I said in my preview, yes, Warrington was winning the first fight until Leigh Wood knocked him out. And but this time Leigh Wood far too good for Warrington, far too good. And I don't agree with people saying Leigh Wood should retire as well. Don't agree with that at all. I still think Leigh Wood's got a lot more left in the tank. The problem for Leigh Wood was he was just too inactive against Tatatse, wasn't he? For that Tatatse fight. That was the problem. If Leigh Wood becomes more active, I still think he's got a lot more left in the tank. Josh Warrington was done years ago. I just don't know why we're still seeing Josh Warrington, to be honest with you. And with the way Josh Warrington fights, it was easy work for Leigh Wood. Easy work. But the thing is, Josh Warrington didn't even land anything on Leigh Wood. Didn't land anything. So it was a complete shutout performance for Leigh Wood. One of the easiest victories he will ever get. And what next for Leigh Wood? Josh Warrington needs to retire, like I said. A potential Michael Condon rematch in Nottingham, that won't be a bad option for Leigh Wood as the next fight. And I think that as a short-term option as his next fight, and then the long-term option for me would be a potential Cordina fight, potentially at lightweight, if Leigh Wood wants to step up at lightweight. That ain't a bad fight either against Cordina, especially with both their skill sets as well. And obviously, the core main event was our Bale Ferraz outpoint Ismail Davis, who tapped the British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight titles. Ferraz was a clear winner on my scorecard, clear winner. He's a true inspiration, isn't he, with his story? He's always been the underdog, hasn't he, in every fight, Bale Ferraz. He was an underdog in this fight as well, especially because of who Ismail Davis faced as well. And I keep doubting Ferraz. I keep doubting him, and he keeps on winning. Next fight, I won't doubt him. I won't doubt him in the next fight. And Ismail Davis, his next fight will probably be the Batterman Wares fight, isn't it? I still don't think it's the end for Ismail Davis. Bale Ferraz, he's going up levels now, isn't he? Going up levels. Is Hoopian title next for Bale Ferraz? Hoopian level next for him? Potentially. What next for Ferraz? I quite like the Adiarco fight. I don't see why not. Why not make that fight next? Korean Adiarco versus Bale Ferraz. Great fight, that one. I think that's a good fight, actually. That's quite a good fight because Adiarco is a tricky customer as well. So it's going to be hard for both of them to figure each other out in that fight. On this card, we also saw Dave Allen get a first round victory to return to winning ways. Didn't we expect anything? Yes, it was always going to be a fight, an easy win against a journeyman. I understand people will be frustrated by his opponent, but at the same time, it was always going to be like that. And Dave Iron's hasn't done none yet. So hopefully for Dave Iron, his next fight is that British title shot that he's been calling for. It's most likely he need to wait because TK3 and Vitor Riapo is rumoured to be signed for a British heavyweight title bout. So the winner of that fight, Dave Iron should get the winner of that fight, in my opinion, potentially. Up next, Sandy Ryan becomes a two-weight world champion, but I felt he was gifted the majority win for me. I thought it was an under par performance from Sandy Ryan, very under par performance. I thought Tara Ramos Samora absolutely outworked her, completely outworked her throughout the whole fight for me, in my opinion. So, Sandy Ryan, see that snapped, didn't she, in the shots that we saw against Mateo Mayer. I think Sandy Ryan needs to move back up, in my opinion. I just think moving back down was the one decision for Sandy Ryan. So, under par. And Sandy Ryan also, I just feel she's just too big for this weight division. I think she needs to move back up to welterweight for me, Sandy Ryan. We can hopefully see Chantel Cameron also move up to welterweight, and then we can get that Sandy Ryan versus Chantel Cameron fight. So that's what I think is next for Sandy Ryan. She needs to move up. I don't think she'll have the rematch personally, even though I think Samora deserves the rematch, in my opinion. And also, it's an opportunity for Sandy Ryan to put the ones right from that fight, in my opinion. So and finally, another female boxer who was probably dipped in the decision was Taylor Ayton, as he battled to a point win. I think this one was more. I think Ayton wasn't dipped in the decision. I did go for it. On my star cards, he did win for me, but I think that was a fair star card for me, 77-75, or even a draw. Even the 12 was probably fair as well. The thing with Ayton is she can ban, but she's got no skills at all. Her head movement was terrible. She was getting caught with a lot of shots by Ramos as well. So yeah, I thought her head movement was terrible, and that's why she doesn't have skills, in my opinion. The question is, does Ayton like Sandy Ryan need to move up as well? I think that's the only solution for me for Ayton, because she either moves up and we'll see a completely different version and better version of her, or no, actually, I think this is the only option really for Ayton, really, because I think even herself, she looks quite big at that weight as well, at bantamweight. She looks quite big. Maybe that was the problem in this fight, why she looked under par. But yeah, we know down below in the comments on that as well. Yeah, we know down below in the comments. And that is my bottom review of Ryan Garcia dominating Mario Barrios, and Leigh Wood also dominating Josh Warrington. Feel free to see your thoughts and on every fight I spoke about down below in the comments. And I'll see you all in the next one.